Ever feel like you're staring at a giant mountain you have to climb? You know, that huge goal you've set for yourself? Maybe it's starting a business, getting that degree, writing a book, or even just getting into a consistent workout routine. The peak looks so far away, so intimidating, that just the thought of starting makes you want to crawl back into bed and binge watch another series. I've been there. I remember looking at my own mountain, launching this very channel and feeling completely paralyzed. The list of things to do was endless. Learn how to edit, figure out lighting, come up with ideas, build an audience. It was just too much. I was stuck in a cycle of overthinking and doing absolutely nothing. The dream felt more like a nightmare. This feeling, this overwhelm, is the #1 killer of dreams. It's not a lack of talent or a lack of desire. It's the sheer size of the ambition that freezes us in our tracks. We look at the finish line, which is miles away, instead of the first step right in front of us. And when we don't see immediate, massive progress, we get discouraged. We think, what's the point? I'll never get there. The motivation fizzles out, and we tell ourselves that maybe that dream just wasn't for us. But what if I told you there's a secret weapon to conquer that mountain? A strategy so simple yet so powerful that it can completely transform how you approach your goals and pretty much guarantee your progress. It's not about having more willpower or being more disciplined. It's about understanding the psychology of momentum and harnessing the incredible power of small wins. Let's go back to my paralysis with this channel. I spent weeks just thinking about it, feeling more anxious every day. The mountain was getting bigger in my mind. Then I decided to change my approach. I told myself, forget about launching the channel. What's the smallest, tiniest thing I can do today? My goal for that day wasn't to become a YouTuber. It was just to write down 5 video ideas on a sticky note. That's it, 5 ideas. It took me maybe 10 minutes. But when I stuck that note to my monitor, something shifted. It was a tiny check mark, a minuscule victory, but it felt good. It felt like progress. So the next day, my goal was just to watch 1 tutorial on basic video editing. Another small, manageable task. I did it. The day after that, my goal was to film a 30-second test video on my phone. I didn't even have to show it to anyone. I just had to do it. Each of these tasks was a micro goal, a tiny, almost laughably small step. But with each one I completed, I got a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical in our brains. It was like my brain was saying, hey, we did something, let's do it again. This created a positive feedback loop. Each small win wasn't just about the task itself. It was about building momentum. It's a concept called the progress principle. Researchers Teresa Amabile and Stephen Kramer discovered that of all the things that can boost motivation and positive emotions during a workday, the single most important is making progress in meaningful work. And the key is that even small wins can have a huge impact. Think of it like pushing a heavy flywheel. The first few pushes are incredibly hard. You put in a ton of effort and it barely moves, but you keep pushing. And slowly it starts to turn. A little faster, then a little faster. Soon, the momentum takes over, and the same amount of effort sends it spinning. Small wins are those initial pushes. They get the flywheel of your ambition turning. Now here's the second, even more profound thing that happens when you focus on small wins. You start to change your identity. When I was just dreaming about the channel, my identity was someone who wants to be a YouTuber. I was a dreamer, a wisher. But after I wrote down those ideas, I was someone who generates content ideas. After I watched the tutorial, I was someone who is learning to edit. After I filmed that test clip, I was someone who creates video. See the shift? It's subtle, but it's everything. You are no longer just thinking about doing the thing. You are a person who does the thing. Every small victory is a piece of evidence you present to your brain that says, see? This is who I am now. This builds a deep, unshakable self-belief. It's not based on empty affirmations. It's based on a track record of your own actions. You're not just telling yourself you're capable. You're proving it to yourself, one small win at a time. This confidence is what will carry you through the inevitable challenges and setbacks. When you hit a roadblock, you won't think, I can't do this. You'll think, I've handled things before. I am a person who figures things out. What's the next small step I can take to solve this? So let's bring this back to you and your mountain. Whatever your big goal is, I want you to stop looking at the summit. For just 1 week, I want you to ignore it completely. Instead, take out a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Ask yourself, What is the smallest possible step I can take towards my goal today? Not a big step, not a medium step. The tiniest, most ridiculously easy step you can think of. If your goal is to write a book, don't write a chapter. Write one sentence. If your goal is to run a marathon, don't run 5 miles. Put on your running shoes and walk around the block. If your goal is to start a business, don't write a business plan. Just Google the name you're thinking of to see if it's taken. Make the goal so small that it feels absurd asterisk, not asterisk, to do it. Then, and this part is crucial when you do it, you have to celebrate it. I don't mean throw a party, but take a moment to acknowledge it. Put a big green check mark next to it on your list. Say out loud, I did it. Give yourself a mental high five. This act of celebration reinforces the positive feedback loop. It tells your brain, this is important. This is progress. Let's do more of this. By breaking down your massive goal into these bite-sized, day-by-day actions, you're not just making the journey less intimidating, you're making success inevitable. You're building a staircase to the summit, one step at a time. And before you know it, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've climbed. Not by taking giant leaps, but by taking one small, consistent step after another. That's how my paralysis turned into action and how this channel went from a terrifying idea to a reality. The result for me was profound. Those tiny actions snowballed. Writing ideas led to scripting. Scripting led to filming. Filming led to editing. And editing led to uploading my first video. It wasn't perfect, not by a long shot, but it was done. I had climbed my first little hill, and the confidence that gave me was immense. It proved that the process worked. The big scary mountain wasn't one single climb. It was a series of small, manageable hikes. The momentum kept building, and what once felt impossible now feels like my normal routine. I went from being someone paralyzed by a dream to someone actively living it. All because I gave myself permission to start small. This isn't just a productivity hack. It's a fundamental shift in perspective. It's about trading overwhelming anxiety for empowering action. So here's the big takeaway for you. Your ambitions are valid, and your dreams are achievable. The problem is never the size of the goal, but the size of the first step. Stop letting the all-or-nothing mindset sabotage your progress. Embrace the something is better than nothing philosophy. Success isn't born from one giant leap of faith. It's built from 1,000 tiny steps of consistency. Break it down, make it small. Celebrate your progress. And watch as those small wins ignite a fire within you, creating unstoppable momentum that will carry you all the way to the top of your mountain. What's one small win you can achieve today? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to cheer you on. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more ways to unlock your potential. See you in the next one.